Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
It took me a while, but I believe in Joe Hendry. Gary, do you believe in Joe Hendry at this point?
Hell yeah. My son even says how much we believe in Joe Hendry.
Good Lord, this man showed up. Well, he didn't show up. He appeared on screen right at the end of NXT Heatwave last night. Gotta say, kind of super odd how they did this. It was like the basic, like basically like the beginning of if you ever seen the Joe Hendry video or like any Joe Hendry gif where he turns around and claps. Like that's what it was like without the clap. It was just him turning around and the show ended. I mean, I thought it was like a cool post-credit tease. I mean, but it wasn't post-credit, but it was like basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you had sent that to me in Instant Messenger there, I checked out the end. I was thinking like maybe his music hits and he comes down and I was like, yeah, it definitely means something's brewing for sure. I don't think that was inserted there unless there was something to it.
Yeah, I have a little thing I posted. I'm going to read it in a moment because I have some thoughts on this. Before that, okay, I'm JaySin. Sorry, I'm JaySin. This is the Horror King, Gary. We are, not sure why my voice just went up like that, but we're available most everywhere you listen to podcasts. Apologies for last week's lack of background. I live in a building that has a deal with terrible spectrum, so I'm just stuck. Sometimes I have shitty Wi-Fi, and when I try to put pictures, it destroys like everything, and it takes like hours. So whatever. Hopefully that changes in the future, and I can make cool pictures that go with the videos, but not right now.
And I'm dealing with having really shitty Verizon in my area. Work on 5G.
Yeah, this dude lives in the middle of nowhere.
Frozen tundra. If you've heard about it, where the Green Bay Packers play, that's pretty much where I live. Where there's
he's up even higher than that. The Packers are a bunch of girls compared to where Gary lives. But okay, pretty big week. I mean, Joe Hendry appears. We'll get into. Sorry, let me read what I wrote on that at alldistractions.com, where I was kind of mailing it in this whole time, but I don't know. I just added this little my thoughts section to like every thing recently, and I'm having a lot more fun. So last week I posted an exclusive about a Team NXT versus Team TNA match. And honestly, I don't remember if we read this on the podcast yet, but okay. It's kind of spoilerish, but whatever, it is what it is. If you don't want to hear a goddamn upcoming whatever. So according to a source, Charlie Dempsey, who attacked TNA this week, will team with Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne. Also, Charlie Dempsey is the son of William Regal, which is interesting. I didn't realize that he's an important motherfucker. He will team with Tavion Heights and Miles Bourne to face the Rascals at Slammiversary. Okay, I posted this, where the hell's the date? Whatever. Like a week ago. But there's more. It will be the OG Rascals, as Wesley will join his old TNA friends. So that's the match that I heard about, ready? And then just last night, Wesley lost, and then he does a promo, man, I don't know what I'm going to, he lists like all of his accomplishments, and he's like, I don't know what I'm going to do next. So it's like perfectly set up. Nobody else had that news. Nobody in the fucking world. Alldistractions.com. I'm going to stop breaking shit. Okay, so I mentioned, check it out at the link. Before that, I read multiple reports about how this relationship will not only continue but expand. Somebody sent me a thing saying the best is yet to come, and clearly now, I mean, just think about it. A former TNA star, former TNA tag champ, wins the world title. Could this possibly be setting up him versus Josh? Like, I never thought in a million years they would have one of their NXT guys face Josh or Moose or anything, but I feel like it's different now because it's Ethan Page. And I guess that's a little disrespect to him, but it's more like he's not a WWE guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure they don't even think of him as a WWE guy. You know what I mean? So, like, I think it's so weird that they put the title on him. And then you got the TNA thing going on. Like, he could face Josh. He could face Hendry. Okay, I mean, Josh, I think a lot of people would love. I think he gets maybe more than one. If it does happen, my thing is he gets multiple matches. He beats Josh in the first, loses to Joe Hendry. This whole thing is about Joe Hendry. Maybe he ends up just ending up with WWE. I don't know. Crazy, or what do you think?
I don't know what kind of deal Joe Hendry has, but if anybody's going to steal Joe Hendry, I mean, WWE is going to be, they're going to be first in line if they.
I mean, do you think right after the main event, like is teasing him versus, you know what I mean? Going for the title.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't think there's really. With how hot he is right now in terms of his like popularity, like I can't imagine like TNA being able to hold on to him anyway, because like he's kind of what I'm not trying to quote like Brock Lesnar, but he's kind of the next big thing, I think, in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, guy's hot as hell. I don't know how you stay that hot. Like he's an awesome character, but it's also like such a weird character. You know what I mean? Like he's like keep making up cool songs and stuff, but he's been doing his whole career, so I'm sure he can figure it out. Okay, we always forget to say this. Please like and subscribe. Again, we did it too late this week. God damn it. So, yeah. Okay, I mentioned the Joe Hendry thing. That was all for that. So Ethan Page won the goddamn world title, in case you missed it in my rambling there. But Jesus, in NXT, I thought it was totally random out of nowhere. Those were my thoughts there, really fast.
Oh, that was definitely like a world title. I couldn't really tell what kind of title.
Yeah, actual world title. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And again, in my thoughts section of that thing, I said this seems really. I said something like, it seems really fucking weird. I think this is just like a message to AEW guys. Look what we'll do if you jump.
Yeah.
But again, but also he's a TNA guy. I don't know. I really think this is more about the TNA thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it could go. It could go either way. I don't know.
Well, I kind of soured on him after he left TNA, because like I kind of felt like he wasn't given the world title, so he kind of went to AEW thinking he was going to get all these titles and stuff, and he kind of fell flat on his face there. I don't think he did nothing of major proportions, did he, Jay?
Oh no, absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
absolutely nothing.
I figured that's
memorable. I mean, like I'm thinking, like I'm trying to think of what Kazarian did, and I'm thinking Kazarian definitely did more than Page.
They held the tag team titles or whatever.
But again, this is the first time Ethan Page has been a world champion, or even close in WWE. He wasn't even close in TNA. I remember he sucked at the beginning when he came in without Josh.
That makes me wonder.
We talked about that.
Yeah.
Like he was just like boring. Like he wasn't really that interesting without Josh, and then just kind of got crazy, and he got he got
Remember when he came in and he was just like, when he first came to TNA, he had this really bad gimmick where he was wearing glasses. He was kind of like a Joe Parks. I don't know if you remember. Yeah, and I was like, man, this guy sucks. Get him off my TV. I mean, we put
he
down.
Just didn't look. He didn't look cool. He just looked like a lame, regular, indie wrestler, and he kind of sucked. And then what's his name showed up, Josh, and whatever. Well, they put them together. I forget what happened exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on. What else do we have here? More news. Okay, interesting news. Former TNA referee Brian Hebner shared his opinion. He basically put over WWE and then said the old partnership we're talking about, I'll say it, with AEW was really not that good. It was a give and take. It was all give and we take nothing. That's what it really did amount to. I don't know if it was. I don't know all that aspect. I just know that I was a little bit back in the back scenes because I was traveling and do a lot of stuff, whatever. I just felt like the matches weren't fair. It was all about getting their talent over, where I feel like WWE, it's not in it like that. I don't feel like Jordynne Grace is going to win their title while she has TNA's, but I do feel like they're going to give her a fair shake and make her look really, really good. I'm sure that's all TNA is asking. I think that's pretty goddamn fair. Gary, thoughts?
Well, we just kind of. My thing is like she's battling Ash by Elegance. What is this at Slammiversary, right?
Yeah.
I just kind of like there's definitely something in the cards for her with NXT. I think because I don't know. I just got this feeling she's gonna get that belt. I don't know why. I don't know if it's gonna by a bunch of chicanery, obviously, but I don't know what. What that will.
You think Ash is getting the belt?
I just get this feeling like
I think I'm talking people into it.
Yeah, I honestly think she might, just because
I feel like there's no other reason for this match unless there's something weird happens and she wins and it's related to NXT. You know what I mean?
I feel like they totally failed on trying to make Giselle the new threat. And
Oh, that's another thing. That's another thing.
You know what I mean? Like,
we'll
I kind of feel like there was no need for her to be a champion, or no need to be on this champion side of the scene. And I feel at least Ash has something that's a little bit more glamorous. At least she's the consummate heel. And Giselle, she kind of, one minute she's kind of like this heel, and then next minute she's a tweener. You know what I mean? Like, it would.
Yeah, I agree. But also, I've given Giselle and Scott more crap than anyone. But finish the fucking story. What happened?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
it was like 2 weeks in a row. It was like fucking. What was going to happen with her and Gail?
I feel like what the problem was with that storyline, Jay, is we lost. What did we do? R.D. Evans and somebody else.
What, they just throw it in the garbage? Jesus, I mean,
Gail's
still there.
I felt like that might have been a circumstance of a different change in creative, more or less.
Also, I'm not complaining if they're dumping a Giselle segment.
Yeah.
I do like the end of stories, Yeah. And she is wrestling next week, so maybe that's when they'll finally do it. But I mean, what's it been, 3 goddamn weeks? Like, Jesus Christ. You can't have especially when they ended it like that. Like, they ended a show like, that was like the big, it was like a big
what
tease,
a waste.
what's going to happen? And then just nothing.
What a waste of some video packaging if that's exactly.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah.
He killed about a half hour of people's time.
Yeah, seriously. I haven't said it. It looked like they had like better production for that or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about the July 4th episode from Philadelphia. TNA just posted,
or as Austin Aries calls it, Philadelphia.
Nice. Speaking of Austin Aries, my boy Robles has been talking about his return for a while, and God, I would like to see it, but I feel like it's just not going to. I feel like it would have happened,
Oh yeah. I think if they would have pulled the trigger, it would have been maybe 3 or 4 tapings ago when he was seen backstage standing next to a Trey Miguel in there. I kind of thought there was some merit to it, and it turns out I guess I was just blowing smoke, I guess.
Now, I don't want to waste a lot of time on this because we literally talked about it last week, how Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler, just doesn't seem like a top guy. So Bully Ray discussed it. I'm sure he's a tiny bit bigger than us. I don't think TNA has utilized Nick enough as a singles wrestler. They could have probably gotten 3 pay-per-views out of this guy if done a different way. Yeah, I kind of agree. He goes on, so now he goes to TNA, who can hang out in the main event scene. He goes in there, he has a run with Moose for a month or 2, and all of a sudden he's tagging. We can always get the stuff with him and his brother in a team after. I just don't think he's been utilized, maximized in the right way since the beginning. And I think that's fair.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I think my thing is, I think TNA thinks bigger than that. I think they figure Moose has been so loyal. He could have went anywhere. And I kind of think he's kind of like their poster boy for the company. And I think that's the reason why they didn't put it on Nemeth, is because, like you were mentioning earlier, you don't think he's going to stay around. And I don't think they have a lot of faith in that kind of shit. I don't know.
I'm actually looking at a show. I'm not sure when this was from, but they were advertising a movie called The Mummy Murders. Have you heard of that one?
Oh, yeah, I reviewed it.
Oh, what a weirdo. He reviewed it. Of course he did. Okay, well, speaking of that, so Gary has a horror channel, and now Allie has a horror channel. Allie, one of our favorites. Allie from TNA, The Bunny, and Allie from, AEW. Now she has a horror channel, so just shitting all over Gary. Not cool.
Yeah, luckily
I'm sure there's room.
So she'll be kind of more like.
I'm sure there's room for.
She'd kill me in the.
Yeah, hate to say she's probably going to hurt you in the ratings, but again, check out Gary's channel. It's the you can just tell them since I always forget the fucking name.
Oh yeah, Gary's Movie Crypt. Check out my latest review. I do. What is it? Got it right here.
Just weird shit.
It's Scarecrow. A Curse Never Dies. Pretty good numbers this week, so thank you to all the people out there who watched the review.
Okay, now something interesting. Before we get to the show, and hang on, I think I'm going to don't know how I can do this without hearing it. Okay, Oh, nope. Okay, good. Don't want to get hit by a, whatever you call it. So, Vince Russo. So, I don't know if I mentioned it in the podcast, but I got into some shit with Sean Ross Sapp and from Fightful. And, not to some shit, really. I made a joke about his writers, and I made a post out of it because they were joking about each other's balls. I was like, man, this is a funny one. It might get some views, you know. That's all I thought. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to hurt anyone. Like, it was fucking people talking about their balls. So he ends up, well, I'll read my, okay, so whatever. Vince Russo makes a video. Why is it so easy to trigger Sean Sapp? Now I can just quickly read my own post here.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Great timing, yeah. Ready? So I wrote an article making fun of his writer's silly Twitter comments. This is me. He found my brother and his underage children and posted it on Twitter to scare me. Totally true. I have it in writing. Then he posted my address on his Instagram. My home address. He actually posted it on Instagram first, and then he quickly deleted it, and then he sent it to my DM. Like, he literally said, the police told me where you live. Like, so whatever. I'm like, he just tries to threaten people. That's like his whole thing. So I wrote, then he posted my address on Instagram.
I couldn't believe it.
Ridiculous he has a job after doing cocaine live on air and personally attacking so many fans. Now listen, anyone could say he didn't do. He's actually out there. I don't know if I told you this, like behind the scenes, but he's out there talking on his videos. I only saw this because I saw a comment on one of his videos. Like, wow, this whole Sean does blow joke thing is still going on. So he's joking about it on his podcast. And listen, anyone can look at the fucking video. It's on my site. It's all over Twitter because of certain people. I mean, there's a mirror there. I mean, he's wiping his nose. He's leaning down. He's doing something. He wipes his nose again. I mean, I'm not saying for 100% in case we can get sued or something over this, but, 99%. And also, I'm saying this, JaySin, not Gary, so everyone remember that in case someone wants to get sued or something. But I thought it was really funny, like, how this is a thing. I had no idea. So there's some comments. Sapp is a joke. He got friend. I didn't realize this. He got friend zoned, people are saying, by Salcedo. There's a lot of comments about that. Denise Salcedo is the one who looks like she's 13.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure you know her, right? Like, I'm sure that's why she's big. There's just non-stop comments. Sapp has the most fragile ego I've ever seen. He's beyond mental. He literally spends his life on Twitter searching his name and replying to anyone and everyone who mentioned him in a slightly negative way. Sean Sapp is a much less masculine version of Kevin Owens. Instead of actually wrestling, he talks about it. Sean Sapp looks like a twin of his wife. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. I mean, it literally just goes on and on.
Or he looks like he married his sister.
And this is perfect. This is so perfect. The fact that Sapp himself is in these comments and tweeted half a dozen times of today about this video makes the title 100% accurate. He commented. Oh my God, he literally commented on this person's comment. Oh my God, oh my God. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's just it's psychotic. I mean, good God. Oh, but the fact that he's like doing drugs, if he is, does anyone give a fuck about this guy that he's so bad that he's doing them on air? Because I have friends, and I'll tell you what, if it was me doing it, I wouldn't be doing a fucking podcast because
I don't know how
my life isn't worth that. And if Gary fucking did that, he wouldn't be on my podcast. And we don't make money. And we don't make money off of this.
Yeah,
I would say, dude, you got a fucking problem if you can't get through a fucking podcast without doing hard drugs.
You would have to be totally like stupid to not notice that's what he does. Like
during a live interview,
look in the mirror.
A live interview. He was interviewing someone. All right, but whatever. Enough of that. I mean, I kind of felt. I felt great first. Then I was like, damn, I thought it was special, and he was only fucking with me. But I heard from I got messages from people. Like, I got more likes. I said so huge. Yeah, Fightful's so huge. They wrote their original reply 3 days ago. They have 6 likes. I wrote my original reply 2 days ago. I have 17 likes. I ratioed Sean Sapp and fucking Fightful. It's all about just finding the right places, folks. So let's get to Impact. 4th of July Impact. First off, why? Maybe put on a highlight show. Seriously, what do you think?
Oh,
30,000? What do you think? 20,000 people watch this?
No, that's what I said. 20, 30,000. I mean, I
And
think
a lot
that
of
money
cool shit
should be
happened.
I mean, because not to mention 4th of July is probably one of the most. I mean, outside of Christmas and maybe
Seriously, I mean,
maybe Thanksgiving.
I don't go out, and I was
is
sitting
definitely
outside,
one of
stoned, looking up at the fucking. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
and a lot
and
of cool shit happened on this
think
show. That's what also annoyed me. Like, or do it
Yeah.
like they had a show that was really shitty. What was it? 2 weeks ago? Like, not much really
Yeah.
happened. Like,
Yeah,
that
the
should have
show-
been this week's show. That should have been this week's show.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever. So this is the show where Dempsey comes out, and I've seen a lot of shit on this. Like, oh, TNA gets Charlie fucking Dempsey. Fuck you. What did they get from AEW? And I'm sorry, but TNA fans, Charlie Dempsey is the kind of guy they deserve right now. If you're going by numbers and stuff, like we're not gonna Sorry, I do say we sometimes.
And I wouldn't have.
They're not gonna get fucking.
Who the hell? I wouldn't even know who. I wouldn't even know who Charlie Dempsey was.
I didn't either.
Fans starting to NXT, you know, and I'm like, okay, well now I know.
and again, that was I can't think of the word. Foreshadowed. Nice one. Because he was doing like I'm out of here, screw this place. I think he like pushed Shawn Michaels or something, and then he was gone. And then he shows up in, he shows up here, and he pops into the first match with Trey Miguel with Wentz versus Slater. Now I thought this is where, again, I posted that thing with the 3-on-3 match with the Rascals before any of this happened. Okay, Dempsey ends up causing a no contest in a match with one of the Rascals. Okay? Like, I feel like it's already starting. Also, he's William Regal's son. We can get a William Regal on TNA thing out of this. Like, talk about one of the most respected people in wrestling. Am I wrong?
He definitely is well respected.
Yeah. So then he beats the shit out of Miguel after the match. I'm curious, where the hell was everyone? You see an NXT guy coming out and beat the shit out of a TNA guy. What the fuck are you doing, TNA guys?
I was like wondering, was there a prior rivalry going into this? Like, because I know the Rascals were both in NXT for a bit.
Oh, good question. We're gonna have to leave that to our commenters.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Answer your questions. You know what? Sorry, we'll get back to this in a minute. We only got like 2 comments, so last week. Good review. Maybe Wesley can join the rest of the Rascals. Ha! Perfect, Trent Hatchett. I mean, we're pretty much talking about that right now, so that's an easy one. Great show, fellas. Slammiversary around the corner. Sorry, can't wait for the new theme music of Rosemary, even though I will miss Left Behind and Decay for the time being. Eric Isaac.
Yeah.
I will also miss that, even though that's kind of a spoiler.
I think one of the comments I pinned because I thought it was a good question or whatever. Not that the other one was there.
Do you see Ricochet going to TNA Wrestling as Prince Puma? I mean, that would be fucking incredible, but it is a good question. I mean, I think you answered. Like, I'm not sure about using that name legally. Like, I'm curious about that because it is Lucha Underground. It's kind of like a dead thing. I don't know how that works. I mean, Phoenix is still wasn't Phoenix? Oh no. Well, I don't know. Lucha Brothers, I'm sure they all know.
My thing, but like, I don't. He just seems like the perfect fit to go to AEW only because like you got Ray Phoenix who's at Lucha Underground, and then you had Pentagon, and I don't know. I just could see Tony, the flippy guy. I not no knock on flippy guys. I love the flippy guys, but they have an overabundance of them, and they don't use them to their maximum ability. So he goes there. He has to.
Speaking of, somebody on Twitter mentioned how Ring of Honor is now the number 3 instead of TNA, and I just laughed my ass off, and then I very quickly killed that conversation in about 1/10 of a second when I posted YouTube numbers from last week's TNA, which was, I believe, 3 days or 2 days after the comment I saw, and I went back as far as 2 weeks for Ring of Honor highlights. There's 100,000 after 2 days on some TNA Wrestling YouTube highlights. Ring of Honor is maybe 10,000 after 2 weeks on like their top videos. Nobody is fucking watching Ring of Honor. It could not be more dead. And if you're not, I mean, I would think they would have more YouTube watchers than anyone because they're only on fucking, that thing, Honor Club that nobody has. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I kind of understand why a lot of people watch TNA highlights because if you don't get that channel or if you don't, get TNA Plus.
And I think ROH benefits for the fact that they can steal anyone from the AEW roster to show up, and I don't.
Oh yeah,
I don't.
Yeah, they do.
I
guess
don't.
what? It still doesn't work.
WWE will do that, but
it still doesn't work.
WWE don't.
I mean, people talk about AEW wasting money. Imagine how much money they are losing.
Yeah.
Everyone, take a look at that roster. Think about the fact that nobody's watching that fucking show. Ring of Honor, the app has to be losing. I mean, they got to be losing tons of money on that. It's just throwing money away to stockpile talent, something that people would be literally crying about if Vince was doing. If Trips was doing it, but he's actually working with other promotions. The thing that AEW was built upon. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember the first All In? Seriously, remember the first All In? It was like Ring of Honor. It was fucking like everyone. It was TNA. It was like everyone. I honestly thought that was the thing. Jim Ross and Cody talked for years how all the companies should come together, but instead they made their own WWE that's doing the same shit, but worse.
Yeah, I don't see how anybody can. What's that?
No, go ahead. I was gonna say we gotta get back to TNA, but go ahead.
Oh, my point was this is about ROH and TNA. Like, I don't see how anybody could sit there and say ROH is a threat or number 3 when you showcase a giant Singh who has no mobility. I guess they think because he's tall that makes him the cool factor, and it's going to draw ratings. But TNA have actual wrestlers that highlight the show, and I don't know how anybody can sit there and say they have as much global, like ROH has as much global reach as a TNA. I mean, they're getting deals all over the world.
Yeah, it's not.
You know what I mean? Now they're working in Australia.
Seriously, I mean, talk about different. Yeah, I mean, where is Ring of Honor being played? Anywhere? Is Ring of Honor anywhere outside of Honor Club? Like, is Honor Club in different countries? I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. It's not even close though. Somebody points some fucking.
Not to mention, I already feel like it's dead anyway. ROH because they had to have a couple.
And they have so much talent. It's insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane. But okay, sorry. Back to TNA. Gia Miller trying to speak to broken Matt Hardy. This was after the Charlie Dempsey thing, and I mean, again, it gets like NXT. Someone coming in from NXT to TNA, like that's big. Like that's. I feel like it feels more live than AEW sometimes. You know what I mean? Like Charlie Dempsey coming down to TNA, like that. It feels. Like
I don't know, but
surprising. You know what I mean? Like, okay, sorry.
That was this about.
Trey Miguel
was really cool to see.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, just said it was very cool to see someone an unknown jump the ring, and like I don't know, just kind of felt kind of like when they kind of like do I don't know, like the nights they do like gut check challenge and open fight night, that kind of stuff. Like it was like you didn't know where it was coming from, like it was kind of randomness, undecided. Yeah.
Okay, Trey Miguel screaming for Dempsey in the parking lot. Miguel said Dempsey couldn't win where he's from, so he has to show up here where he's not welcome. Thank you, Christian Thompson, for this. I never had a breakdown like this. Wentz wondered what Dempsey was trying to accomplish and swore he wouldn't make his name in TNA. He said he knows where Dempsey's home is. Sapp cold, bro. And challenge him to a fight next week. Great intensity from the heels here. Really believable stuff. These are Christian Thompson's words. TJRWrestling.net. Check it out. And I totally agree. That was really cool. And again, I feel like it's leading to my exclusive. Like everything is leading to the Rascals versus Dempsey and his friends. But whatever. That's 10-minute challenge. I like this.
At this point,
I shockingly like that. I've been bitching about Danny Luna versus Jody Threat. I hate when tag teams feud with each other. I feel like it's lazy as fuck, and they always break up. But they didn't here. I was totally shocked. It was a 10-minute match, and they gave them 5 more minutes. Was it something like that?
Yeah.
Like I don't even know where the 10 minute. I don't even know where the 10-minute thing came from. But what? Like I don't even remember that being announced. But like whatever. Like it was. They had a good match against each other, and then Masha and Alicia, destroyed them. So I think it kind of made them like more of a tag team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, I just thought it was like very much like overkill. I felt like it really, I don't know, it really doesn't accomplish anything other than, like you said, it kind of shows their unity.
Yeah, I've been saying it. I didn't buy the whole. I didn't buy the whole story, like why they were fighting with each other.
Yeah, no, I didn't like.
So I didn't like it. The whole thing was dumb, I thought.
It's kind of like people, like two wrestlers that kind of know each other inside and out, and like everything they do, they'd counter, and I don't know. It was a really good match, but like, what was it?
I like the idea that I hated everything. I mean, like I said, I hated everything about this whole, even the manager. Like, I don't know what was going on. I don't know why they were fighting with each other. It was stupid. I thought, killing time. But now I see it as like, a metal sharpens metal kind of thing, and like that's what the guy was doing.
And I'm kind of wondering, JF. Yeah, I kind of feel like
now I think maybe they
might have been. Yeah, like maybe they were kind of like seeing that he was trying to set the two against each other, because like maybe he didn't like, because doesn't he have more time, Danny Luna or something than Brett, or is it?
Yeah, I believe he's a UK
and
guy.
I wonder if maybe. Yeah, and I don't think he wants Jody in the picture.
Either that, or he's a genius coach.
Well, she had. Yeah.
Either that, or he's a genius coach who got the outcome he desired. He got the outcome he desired, where now they're, they went at it. Like you said, they know each other probably better than ever in the ring. And now they have a common enemy. So, not too bad, considering I hated the opening of this whole thing.
A little predictable with the extra 5 minutes. Some ROH used to make a living at.
That's what I mean. But TNA doesn't have like TNA doesn't do that a lot. So like I liked it. It felt I don't know, kind of different. But Jesus Christ.
They definitely I like it when they do. It's every so often. It's not like weekly or.
I just liked. Ali regrets challenging Bailey. He wants to retract his challenge. Santino says you have no integrity. Santino says you have no integrities. Ali said Bailey hasn't earned a shot, and he's right. And he was right. So now there's going to be a number one contender match next week, and it's a really good match. They didn't mention it yet, but whatever. I'm not going to mention it. I won't spoil it here.
Oh, yeah. That was a good
Ali is awesome. You know what I mean? He's like the coward. He's a punk. Like, he tries to get out of everything, but then he gets in the ring, and he can always win.
But you can tell it's an obvious deal that Bailey's going to win this number one contenders match. I think it's just to get under Mustafa.
Gotta say, I was a huge Bailey fan. I keep mentioning Bailey. I feel like this has to be a 15-star match to save his year. He hasn't done shit this year.
Oh, yeah.
I keep saying how many matches a year he's had last year. He has not done shit. Mustafa Ali has a lot more great matches than him on TNA.
I'm throwing it out there.
Tanner is up next.
And Mustafa Ali was seen recently backstage. I guess it was because it was in Chicago. Maybe was there a show for AEW in Chicago?
Wait, no, it's just Philly.
Well, I don't know. Backstage, and it's kind of thrown out there. So speculate how he will. Will he?
Oh, sorry. Oh, you're talking about AEW. Sorry.
Yeah, AEW.
Okay.
Like I don't know.
Was that somebody else?
Oh yeah, Josh Alexander and his wife Jade Chung were.
Don't let the door hit you on the ass.
Money in the bank.
Hit your ass on the way out, you Canadian son of a. Oh, sorry, I can't attack Canadians anymore since I found out Gary. Since I found out Gary is 1/100th of 1/10 of person. Sorry, I can't attack Canada anymore since I found out I am talking with a Canadian. Yes, folks, Gary is 1/100th Canadian.
Oh. Yeah, I found out my I'm not gonna say her name. My great grandmother.
What did you do? One of those ancestry tree things?
No, I was just randomly talking to my mom today on the phone, and I don't know. I brought up my great grandmother, and I go, "Did you didn't realize she was born in Canada, did you?" And I was like,
man,
no, now I do.
Gary's life was never the same. But speaking of Larry, shout out to Larry in rehab, doing good out there. Okay, Road to Slammiversary qualifier. This is what I mean. Like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I just said get better, Larry.
This is what I mean. Slammiversary qualifiers. Well, they have 2 tonight. One with Santana versus Kazarian. And good God, what the fuck are they doing with Santana? He's another one where, like, he feels like.
Yeah, but it's playing more that role though that Kazarian he's on a roll. Even if he wins
I love that.
by whatever chicane.
Yeah, I was surprised.
He still keeps winning, and like I don't know if you caught it, but then there was a part in the show this week where he was showing them like the camera. I think it was after Nick Nemeth was jumped, and I think Frankie Kazarian had something to do with that. Yeah. So that's why I think
that's right. Nemeth was jumped, so they took him out. He was actually in Australia, so he couldn't be at these tapings.
Yeah,
and he won the WSW World Title, and Ash is the WSW Women's Champion. So that's pretty cool. Running that shit. So yeah, Dirty Dango took out. Sorry, not Dirty Dango. What the hell is? What's he going by now?
Some of these storylines are kind of making it look like it's going to be possibly unanimous that Moose retains.
Oh yeah,
to me,
I would pretty much bet on that.
Just because if Kazarian jumped Nemeth, and then my theory is EY will cost. It's going to be a lot of overbooking, I'm sure, in the main event. So I see.
How about his old friend? How about his old friend and new champion comes down, looking like he's going to help him win the title, then hits him with the fucking NXT title.
Yeah. I've seen that thrown out there too. So who knows?
I mean, I love Kazarian winning. I just hate what they're doing with Santana. Like, unless he's like behind the ring and like wanted to kind of come in as a loser and then turn it around or something. Like maybe he turns like into a psycho soon.
I do for the fact that he kind of come off as disgruntled coming out of AEW. I think he has a chip on his shoulder leaving there. I think
it ain't working.
Yeah, and it's backfiring.
in terms of booking and all, like, and giving him too many goddamn interviews where it's like, I don't know. I don't like so many interviews. Like, we know fucking Santana. Like, give me an interview about fucking Steph DeLander. Someone I don't know.
But it does
I know Santana's story. We've watched this
maybe
shit.
They're just trying to. Yeah, they're making it look like he hates tag team, but I wonder if maybe it ain't working singly, so he's gonna bring in.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Ortiz or whatever.
Awesome. Yeah.
I don't know. I just kind of get the feeling that
that'd be a great.
That it ain't working in singles competition.
He's like, you know what, I can't. Or he's like, you know what, I can't fucking stay on my own right now with the system. So I need a little help right now. And LAX pops in.
That would be cool.
There's a bunch of members from LAX they can bring in.
Oh yeah. I want I know Hernandez. I know a lot of people didn't like Hernandez, but I really like the man. He's very genuine, very cool backstage. I could totally see him coming back. He's the last time I knew he was still on wrestling.
And we need to find out what happened with that roll of money. Remember that never-ending story with stupid.
Great
one, Scott.
Swingers Palace.
Yeah, great one, Scott. I can mention so much. Tommy Dreamer versus fucking Bully for a year. Remember that, people? Complaining about this shit.
We relied on that Swingers Palace weekly. I mean, I just showed you how bad the story was being written in the show. I could understand we dropped off so fast.
Yeah, a guy who everyone thought was over as fuck, and then guess what? He's gone. No one says a word. No one even realized it. ABC did a promo talking about how they're going to have their rematch at Slammiversary. I think that's pretty obvious. That match is happening. Jeff Hardy. Wait, sorry, we'll get to that. PCO was backstage reviving Steph DeLander after being chokeslammed through a table. Christian writes, it wasn't a heart attack. Come on. Seriously. First Class was boasting about their dirty work.
I was about to tell you, too, our good friend PCO retweeted or liked our tweet on our podcast from 2 weeks ago because I retweeted it just to get people caught up. So he's been watching and paying attention to what we do. So
we've been putting that guy over since he stepped in. I remember we got all pissed off when Scott got rid of him, and then I think fans complained so much he quickly had to bring him back. This fucking guy puts his body on the line every week, almost dies for fans, probably makes decent money. And
I don't mean to rhyme here, but the man's bringing some fans to slam me.
Seriously.
I knew it's like just short of 4,000 in attendance.
Yeah,
so.
And again, check his check his Instagram. The guy's awesome. So next week, Santino announced AJ versus PCO. I'm guessing that'll be a DQ and it'll go on to Slammiversary, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he just wins and it's like a slam. I would like a people have been complaining about this, rightfully so. Where are the goddamn gimmick matches? It's Slammiversary. There's not one gimmick match, I don't think. Like, not even like a X Division. What do you call it? The X Ultimate X, like.
Yeah, this is the TNA that I feel like is trying to be like the old TNA, but like when you don't have the gimmicks, it's like I don't know. They're kind of dropping the ball in that regard. But
luckily, I reached out to Leonard Asper and I said, "You're doing a good job lately, but you ever watch old TNA, bro? Where are the gimmick matches?" So we'll see if he gets that message. Hopefully so. Good question. Oh, there you go, Thompson again. I thought they'd save that for the pay-per-view, but maybe we'll have a screwy finish and they'll fight again this anniversary about the AJ PCO match. Exactly what I said. That's why I love Thompson. We right on that. I swear the three of us sometimes we're kind of on the same.
Speaking of PCO, additionally about PCO, he's got his own burger from what you were telling me, Jay.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. Very cool.
I can't remember what it's called. PCO burger
or something. Really... And yeah, it's like only in Quebec, like right before Slammiversary or whatever it is.
Cool.
But cool. I mean, guy's got the goddamn hamburger.
Like Rover.
Yeah, great for him. I would love to have a hamburger named after myself. Not going to happen, but okay, back to the show. Main event was Eddie and Alicia with Myers versus Matt and Rebecca. Matt also had a promo earlier where it showed he was still in the broken frame of mind. I feel like he's kind of like in the middle right now. I don't know. I guess when he's like wrestling with his wife, it's kind of a weird thing. But she's done pretty good, you know? She hasn't looked ridiculous for someone who doesn't wrestle. Am I wrong?
Oh, I did notice some sloppiness, but I don't know. I'm not big on these mixed tags, no matter who's in the ring. I've never been a fan of the mixed tag. I don't know. I just kind of feel like the wrestling, like the work rate suffers, and I kind of feel like the crowd kind of cheers it on a little more than it deserves. I don't know. I don't know how you feel. I really wasn't. I don't know. I guess it wouldn't have been Matt.
I know. I think it's just more about like Matt is that fucking over.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't know if I would have had this main eventing in my eyes.
It was like they beat the system, and I don't know.
Yeah.
There's only one. I think there was two on here. There was only so Kazarian advanced, and that's it. We're done now.
Oh no, there was a Joe Hendry versus Jake something as well.
What? That's next week.
If you mentioned that.
Wait,
that was on this week's show. Yeah.
What the hell, Thompson? Yeah. What the hell, Thompson? I'm not saying it.
Oh wait, no, wait a minute. No, I'm wrong. No, it says that's an upcoming. I think it's a preview maybe for this coming week. I was thinking it was this week. Or what? No, it was this week. Yeah, because he picked him up for the standing ovation. I don't remember that.
Okay, match 2.
I think that might.
Yeah, I feel like it didn't happen, but I can't.
Yeah.
Santana versus Kazarian.
It totally happened because I remember, like I couldn't believe.
Oh, that was
that
was the main event. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't think it felt like it could have been the main event with the Hardys, but
yeah, sorry, no, it was Hendry versus.
I was like, I'm glad they didn't have it
Yeah,
either
Hendry
way.
versus something was the main event, and it finalized the
There was
six guys.
they were. Yeah, but before all of this, they previewed the upcoming events for Impact. Ray Walton, Tom Hannafan ran it down, so this kind of sets up the main event here. So,
how about this from again from Thompson? That was probably as loud as the fans have been for Hendry in a TNA ring in a while. It was probably as consistently loud for any match that I can recall in TNA this year.
yeah.
Also mentioned losing to Kaz, which we all thought was stupid, but I guess Kaz had to advance. I mean, but I don't know if he needs to.
It's kind of tricky there, but like I don't know. I would have with Joe Hendry. I don't think I'd ever have the guy lose until
I mean, it didn't hurt him.
Put a title on him or something.
Yeah, no, totally agree.
No, I definitely.
I mean, and this was like a really good match with something. Like I didn't think this would be like a.
But it was a case of like Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of hard to buy Jake. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to look good against a Joe Hendry because he is so well talented and whatnot, but like, you can't build him to be a monster if he's getting beat by guys around his same, sort of same size. Like he's not. I don't think he's built.
Worst. He's one of the worst book wrestlers ever. He's just terrible.
Yeah, you can't build him as.
He's booked like a monster all the time.
You know what I mean?
Then keep him out of this goddamn thing. You know what I mean? He didn't need to be in this. Hendry could have beat
a bunch
of other. Hendry could have beat a bunch of other.
Him being like a bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Brody would not lose to Hendry back in the day.
Exactly.
He went through everybody.
And something's like a monster. Exactly. He needs something. Something needs something. Yeah. And again, that was Joe Hendry in the main event.
He has a lack.
He cut a promo after the match. This guy's getting promo time after matches. Like, I feel like everything is. This is cool. Sorry, I forgot almost. The system was leaving, and Moose congratulated. What the hell they call him, Dango now? I keep getting mixed up. Whatever. I'm just gonna call him Dango. Oh, Johnny Curtis.
BDC.
Johnny Curtis, I think they're calling him now.
Yeah. Johnny Dango Curtis, yes. I think that's what his name is.
So Moose was like, "Good job, man, for taking out Nemeth and Santana." And he was like, "I had nothing to do with Nemeth." And Moose like sounded worried, and then they show Kazarian laughing, smoking a cigar. Like, how much shit is Kazarian fucking up in the backgroround that no one's even paying attention to?
Yeah, then he calls them
Marks.
He calls them Marks when they grab him.
He's great. I mean,
he's starting to win for his. Definitely.
Probably has the least.
They've got more for him. Like maybe. What's that?
Probably has the least best chance of winning this match. He probably has the least best chance of winning this match. I'm just looking at the competitors. Moose definitely. Josh and Kazarian, Macklin. Jesus, I can see Macklin.
Yeah, because we don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on with Josh, and that a lot of what goes on now will be into Bound for Glory, and I don't see them putting on a belt on Josh because like if he's supposedly like what is he locked into? I know they didn't.
I don't think he's ever getting a title after literally asking his way out of the company.
Yeah.
He wanted to follow Scott out.
Yeah, he could.
Anthem was like, "Nah, we got you on a contract."
And the thing is, going to WWE, how do you know he didn't?
Sorry, I keep losing you. Gary has bad Wi-Fi today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's been very slow.
Luckily, we're very late in the show, I'm going to say, and don't need Gary anymore, so he is cut off. So I mean,
but
I think Moose wins.
I mean, yeah, definitely. I think he retains for sure.
I think we're kind of on the same page with Slammiversary. That something ridiculous happens in the.
It's definitely going to be very overbooked. Like it's going to be like he goes for the pin. He didn't get a win. He's going to go for a pin. Then like something else, that's where it's going to be kind of similar to the old TNA. I kind of feel like with the overbooking, like everybody running down to interfere.
Yeah.
Kind of like that time when Hogan, I don't know if it's Hogan and Triple H or Jericho and Undertaker were all kind of vying for the world title. And then like Taker come down to try and take out was it Triple H? No, was it Triple H? Was it Triple H? Yeah, I think it's Triple H. And then Jericho was coming down to take out Hogan or what. I can't remember, but it was kind of like overly booked, and it was kind of like exciting as well because you didn't know what the final outcome was going to be with all these people interfering.
Yeah, I think it's going to be absolutely insane, and who knows with. There's definitely, I mean, there's reports there's going to be NXT involvement in this show, so.
Oh, wow.
Slammiversary is going to be fucking nuts. What'd you say? They almost sold out, 5,000 tickets?
Yeah, they were 500 short of 4,000, and that they still have 2 weeks to go, so I easily.
Yeah, so that'll sell out.
Yeah.
Quick ratings?
It might even be 5,000.
Sorry, quick ratings. Hole from 411, 7.5, and Thompson with a flat 7. Yeah, I'm probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I thought it was a pretty good show. I mean, I'd probably give it maybe a little higher, 7.6, 7, 7.8 or some shit like that. But then thinking about that this show was a good show during friggin' 4th of July makes me angry.
Honestly, I thought it was a good show, but I honestly thought the weeks before show was better.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't know if it's because it was it the Chicago crowd? It's because this was the first week in Philly, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought that. I don't know. I thought that last show.
Oh, yeah, first week of taping is usually better.
Yeah.
So look
but
at
they definitely stepped up their game this time around, the first taping out.
We have more subscribers than ever right now. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, up to 192. Thank you.
Sorry, missed a question. Do you think Kayla Braxton will be the interviewer of the system in TNA Wrestling? Really want Kayla, don't you? Well, so do I. I really hope they get someone like that again, so we don't have to have stupid-ass podcasters showing up. And I can't say it enough. Gia Miller should be a goddamn wrestler. She's just too good to not be. And I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Happy 8th of July. And that's about it. We'll catch you next week. Are we doing Slammiversary next, or is there another episode?
No, there's one more episode on the 11th, and then, well, no, actually.
That's what I mean, yeah.
Let's see. Okay, one more.
So that means the 13th, right?
No, it's the 20th.
Oh, forget it. Okay. All right, we'll be back.
In about 2 weeks to do that one.
Okay, so we'll be back this week, and then we have the skipped episode. All righty, y'all. Catch you soon. Have a good one.